सो हाय एवरीवन। आज है 5 तारीख मई का महीना एंड सोमवार का दिन। मार्केट ओपन होने में बस 3 मिनट बाकी है। सो लेट्स हैव एन ओवरव्यू कि मैंने क्या यहाँ पर प्लान बनाया है टुडेज एग्जीक्यूशन के लिए। तो देखो, डेली टाइम फ्रेम पे जैसा कैंडल मार्केट ने बनाया है विच इज द रिजेक्शन काइंड ऑफ कैंडल। तीनों रिजेक्शन है ना। पहला वाला कैंडल रिजेक्शन था, नीचे डाउन साइड दिस इज आल्सो रिजेक्शन एंड दिस टाइम दिस इज आल्सो रिजेक्शन ऑल्सो। वीकली टाइम फ्रेम पे जैसा एक स्ट्रॉन्ग रिजेक्शन कैंडल मार्केट ने क्लोज किया है ऑन द बैंक निफ्टी। इफ यू लुक एट दिस, if anywhere above 55,100 अगर बैंक निफ्टी जाता है then there could be a possible scenario that market will trap the upper side sellers। एंड उसी के बेसिस पे आज के दिन बाइंग साइड का मेरा थोड़ा अभी के लिए बायसनेस है। बट वी विल लुक कि मार्केट कंटिन्यूएशन बाइंग साइड का दिखाता है कि नहीं, बिकॉज मार्केट इज ओपनिंग समवेयर क्लोज टू दिस। इफ खुलते ही साथ ऊपर भागना स्टार्ट करता है then these sellers will start moving out of the market। तो वहां पर एक स्मॉल रिट्रेसमेंट काइंड ऑफ मूव के बाद हम एक फिर से कंटिन्यूएशन देख सकते हैं। सो आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग अ मूव लाइक दिस देन दिस। सो वी नीड टू सी दैट दैट हैपेंस और नॉट। और एक चीज, प्रीवियस डे भी सेम चीज रिपीट हो चुका है ऑलरेडी, तो वो एक्सपेक्टेशन रहेगी मेरी कि ये रिपीट ना हो। सो ऑन रेजिस्टेंस टेकिंग व्हाट शुड मार्केट डू, उसके लिए देखना पड़ेगा। अगेंस्ट द ट्रेंड बिल्कुल ही ट्रेड आज के लिए नहीं डेवलप करेंगे। लेट द मार्केट रन फर्स्ट, उसके बाद कुछ हम डिसाइड करने की कोशिश करेंगे। बट वन थिंग वी नीड टू कीप इन माइंड दैट kind of volatility could be there because people will be thinking to do anything, right? Let the market start first. And if you look at Nifty also, Nifty has done a, if you see properly, then previous day the range on the last 2 days before expiry day and on the expiry day, market is hovering around the range only. So in that range, market has done the breakout first. After trapping the buyers, market has trapped the complete amount of done a good chunk of retracement only. And there is a kind of trend line support coming. So if market has done this somewhere close to opening of this means if market opens close to 24,400, then it would be very probable that market would start trapping those upper side sellers also. Right. So let's see. Market has started right now. So with the opening itself, market is showing some kind of bullishness because it has opened gap up. There is a bullishness inside the people's mind already built up, right? So as per the plan, market is going right now. So I will wait for an retracement kind of move, which will remove the random buyers here. After that, we could see the possible momentum. So let me add the premiums here. Premiums are a little bit higher, not so much, and 24,500 has the most amount of resistance. There is a higher gap in this put options. The gap is lower in the call options, which indicates that market is trying to be little bit bearish here. But we can't conclude anything right here also. Initial move retracement is happening right now, which is the fabric which is expected also. So as per this, market is showing rejection clearly, and there is the momentum visible in the put options. If you look at the rejection on the opening itself, market is feeling a little bit of rejection towards the put option only. Could you notice this premium decay right here? The premiums that we have added is somewhere close to 100 from range of 100 to 90, but they are still hovering right around 70 to 55. So there is a crash of IV. Volatility is happening right now. So let's add the premiums again. Because in the IV crash, market will just erode your premium being sideways. Let's see a good rejection kind of candle market has done on the initial basis. A breakdown of trend line is market what's showing right now. So still my plan is intact towards downside only. This 24,500 call option, I think would have most amount of OIs in it. Let's wait for a good retracement kind of chunk. Otherwise, retracement means what I'm saying is let the market accumulate a good chunk of sellers over here. Otherwise, people who will be selling the options or writing the options may will get a good chunk of benefit out of the IV crash. Out of the, you can say, there is no as such IV crash, but yes, they will get benefited in it if there is, if the market stays over it for a little bit of longer duration. No doubt market is going out now. If it goes like this, then I will leave the market to go like this. I will not touch the market anyway. But yes, if it comes to my conditions, which are showing the negative momentum, then I will be interested. So the retracement kind of move is this candle itself. So we need to look how this candle closes. So the day low breakdown already happened right now. A further continuation, if happens, then could see a momentum right here. Let's see 24 550 call option. This is the call option I'm thinking about 550. You already have taken a bit time in choosing the premium order. So let's wait because it is the first time move, right? So could be a possibility any stretch further could happen, right? So it will be better if I wait a bit because market and Bank Nifty itself, it has shown a good chunk of negativity around the trend line which it has formed. देखो ये जो प्रीमियम इसके बारे में I was thinking of getting entry. It was the first time trap and that's why it's better to not enter in that trap. market is taking resistance exactly from the previous swing, which it has made on the day of 29th April. Market is respecting that also. Second time move, if this turns out to be a good directional move, then I will plan something in the put options. Look, there is no as such round number breakout happened right now. Uh, and the rejection points are good also. So as other positions, more man, don't get lag. Okay, so we could have right now. Let me add the stop losses also. Premiums are a bit slow. The first time that I did not enter that, and in the second time momentum, I got entry based on the fact that market is taking resistance at a good point, right? So after a clear cut with accumulation, it started breaking out right now. This should be a sustainable move. Uh, Look, people would be getting feared of buying right at this position because already market is stressed so much, and they would be thinking that इतना तो चला गया और कितना जाएगा, right? So on that basis, my trade is against their psychology only. Let's see if we could see a 500 breakout or not. So Sensex में भी 8000 81,000 का एक प्रॉपर रेजिस्टेंस एरिया और प्रॉपर एक राउंड नंबर एरिया है. So यहाँ पर कि अगर वो सेलर्स भागना एक बार स्टार्ट कर दिए, then it will be good for us to see a further stretch in the price. But we need to look that it is the classic continuation pattern, right? And previously also this similar kind of pattern happened. So we can just hope that market just repeats that. It's very rare, but I am expecting that. Complete retracement happened of the initial move that market has to after leaving the 100. Nifty has done all the low breakdowns. First of all the swing lows breakdown. After that, and also round number which is 55,000 breakdown. So very high possibility that Bank Nifty would sustain this moment. So it is kind of completely reversed first, then after it is showing a buying side move. So let's see. As per the premium on the 5 minutes, this does not look to be a feared moment, but only concern think about the seller's point of view, right? So if people would be selling, looking at this candle on the rejection itself, so could be a higher possibility that if they started getting out of the market, then it would be very good. Otherwise, what will happen, right? I think from a buyer perspective, they would be definitely thinking of getting at least, if you look Sensex also, at least a breakdown of 81,000 in Nifty, they would be looking for a breakout of 500, right? So also, market is taking resistance, right? Or taking resistance from firstly it has done a breakout, then after it is taking resistance. The put option first the liquidity hunt happened, then after it is showing bullishness. People who would be working on it on the tail of breakdown, they would be going for a good side. Since on the basis of 950 breakout, they would be going for a good side. And there is a kind of strategy that hovering around the market is 950 trap. So 950 trap if market is going to do that. Let's see. Cannot conclude anything. The possible scenario would be if this candle, because it has a good chunk of volumes over here, then if this candle does not trap us, then we can see a good momentum. But we need to look for that also. If this candle leaves us or not. No doubt after showing the breakout. On this candle itself, people would be thinking that let's sell. Market has already grown up so much and it will not go on the first particular candle itself. And contrary to that thought, also there is a trend line, man. So magnetic could do the breakdown first, but it will look like can't conclude anything man right here. So people would be thinking that trend line breakout तो एक आराम से हो ही जाना चाहिए. This candle itself is a clear bullish candle, right? So sorry, clear bearish kind of candle. So It would have attracted a good chunk of sellers over here, right? Why there is delay in Sensex? So we need to look for that. Right. If this candle completely reverse, then I could conclude that no, the trade is onto the right direction as well. But if not, then we have to think a bit about our position. The sideways kind of market today looks like. There is not a single kind of retracement happened in put options. I think it is accumulating good chunk of good buyers over here. And if you look at the call prices also, it has accumulating good chunk of call sellers. As there is clear rejection from upper side, market is just telling the call buyers, just call sellers, just come and write the options. Right? Market is telling that to itself. And if you look at the 5 minute chart of both the premiums, you can you can clearly conclude that market is not going anywhere, just hovering around this price only. So there is a point of confidence in 15 minute chart. We need to look that market is taking our premium in the premium decay itself, or is it going to really do a good chunk of move? For now itself, it is looking like a clear premium decay market. So if that happens, then we will probably Bank Nifty has also done a good chunk of rejection, which would have attracted a good chunk of sellers over here for the 10 line breakout, sorry, breakdown. Looking at the price and everything, we can conclude that market can go higher, but prices are not something that we should be completely relying on, right? Because we are trading in options, we need to keep a look at options, how their prices react to the move. So if market has truly to go on a higher side, then it should go from here. Otherwise, what would happen is the low which it has made, and after that low it has break out, right? In the premium itself. The low has been low. So after that, if the momentum happens, then it would be good to target those upper sellers, right? Or if not, then we could probably have to attend, have to get attend, right? So also in Bank Nifty, 55,000 breakdown happened first, and after that itself showing kind of positivity. So we can't rely on Bank Nifty itself only. 'So if you look at put options also, the kind of pattern formed in put option on one minutes. Also, there is a point of the put in put option, people will be buying and sitting easily, putting their stop losses over you. But what today's market looks like is a total sideways market. First of all, the 73 breakdown should be there in 24,300 put option, just to remove those buyers who are buying put options and placing their stop losses here. And also, I am telling from a seller's perspective or option writer's perspective, they will be placing stop losses here easily and on the swings itself. They will be trailing them. So market cannot give those writers easy money, right? So if they once started moving out from the market, then possibly we could see a good chunk of movement. But this needs to happen. We can't form a story in our mind and say like this is the only thing that can happen. So that is not something we should be expecting. Let's see. Finally, it started a little bit, but we need to see that how much could we. There is a clear-cut target for everyone, but before that itself, we need to think about the positions because today the market is looking like it is a premium return, right? Because no matter whatever you sell in the market, this is going to be zero at the end. But if today's market does not remove the upper side fall sellers, then it would be not fair with the trend itself. These are the kind of market that comes to test your patience. Because once you think that it has gone 10 steps, it will move back 9 steps, then it can further have a chance to go. But for the 9 steps backward movement, you need to digest everything. Otherwise, you will be losing the hope in the market that yes, it can go in my direction. It is not going for a 500 breakout also, and it has not done a clear cut Okay, so it is taking support from 400. Okay, there is a point. There is a point to short the call options. That's why market may be, if if market is going for a support of 400, it would be better for the market that just have some buyers at least. Okay, so I missed the point that Sensex has also taken support from the previous swing. So the only hope left here is for Bank Nifty, that Bank Nifty should do a good chunk of momentum for the opposite because it has accumulated sellers insanely. As I told you, this is the chunk of momentum happened. This is the kind of reversal it is happening. If you tell that you should have gone for a call option of ATM, then also there is no access chunk of momentum, right? So market is not giving anyone profit right now, regardless of the put and call. But yes, someone is getting benefited out of it, which are the call sellers. This time it doesn't go now, I will get very frustrated out of this time. So much of traffic, man. Look at the it is 9:50 right now. If you look at the order timings, we have got the order at 9:25. So for the past 25 minutes, we are holding this trade, and we are giving the premiums just to the sellers only. But it doesn't look like a market that will give a trend anymore. Why I am not exiting after doing all this back? Because if market will give a trending or at least a stretch of 81,000 breakout here, then I will be the person who will be feeling the most regret out of it. So that's why I'm not exiting from this trade. Finally, it started moving little bit in my direction. I need to see that sellers will get out of the market fast or no. If this time also it becomes a trend, then we have to think of it about this trade. The question becomes here is, does 950 started supporting us? Yes, a little bit. If this turns out to be a rejection candle, then we can clearly conclude that no, today's market lost something that we could expect a good momentum from, and we will close this thing. In Bank Nifty also it has accumulated a good chunk of sellers. You can't say that it is not, it doesn't have any reason to go. It has a reason and probably it should follow that also. Somewhere close to 20 points left for the breakout itself. There is a delay in the chart of sizes. Once the all sellers who are placing the stop losses here started moving, started getting out of the market, then possibly we could see a good chunk of momentum. It is very less likely that this candle will reverse completely. If reverses, then we will just get out of the market. There is no need to fight with the market right now. But if not, then we could probably see a good chunk of extra stretch from this point. Okay, so the resistance it is taking, I'm telling about the Nifty, is exactly from 24,500. Possibility could be this. This is not a sustainable move because we are in the direction of trend only. So the fear is lesser as compared to being in a direction of opposite to the trend. So possibility would be should it should break out, should do the breakout of 500 at least with a good volume, so that if market needs to go lower also, it should accumulate a good chunk of buyers first, right? No doubt today is a slow market because the premiums and the rate of momentum of the premiums, which is the Vega, and if you look at the Vega also, the premiums are a little bit slow today only. Let's see, we'll be waiting for 500 breakout with a good chunk of volumes. Here's the point, it is not making any kind of disturbance to the premium chart, then we can hold this trade. Otherwise, if once it starts more doing that, we will look for planning also or look for looking also, right? Just one momentum in Bank Nifty could possibly turn out to be game changer for us. There is also a round number of 81,000 in Sensex, which is the crucial point to look at it. No doubt the momentum as per our expectation is there in spot, but in premiums that is not reflecting. So which means there is a clear accumulation of sellers happening over the premium. So this time it's only right now it has broken out the 81,000. So once the sellers will start getting out, I'm telling about the call sellers, then we could possibly could see a good chunk of momentum. Definitely there will be the rejection and all. And tell me that if market takes resistance from 81,000, will you not short there? You will definitely. Right? So I'm also expecting a retracement, but very less likely that because that retracement would turn out to be a clear negative side of momentum. There is a point of breakout for time Nifty, which is 55,200. The way it is taking resistance with a good volume, it is just showing negativity in such a manner that people should come and sell heavily from here, right? So we need to just absorb this kind of retracement. This could be the deciding candle for us. So if this candle does not sustain, looks like sustaining, then we'll have to book whatever we have. So in the next upcoming 5 minutes, we will get to know that does this position is going to be because it has taken resistance from exactly 81,000. That is what making me confused about this trade because it cannot. It is very less likely that it would go like this. No doubt today is a tough market. There is no point of holding over. It has clearly taken the resistance of 81,000. Also in Bank Nifty, look, Bank Nifty looks good. And the reason behind holding this trade is Bank Nifty only because it has the potential to do the breakout of 200. The only concerning part is Sensex, which is taking resistance smoothly from the 81,500. No doubt it will make a swing like this, but if that doesn't happen, it grabs to making a M pattern, then we have to adjust from this treatment. There is no question about it. This is the last point of decision over here. In the next 1 to 1.30 seconds, it will be a little bit clear that this is going to be the trending market or not, because it has taken clear-cut resistance for the sellers who will be willing to sell on this point. And also the absorbers, let's see, looking good only, but we can't conclude that this candle will reverse like insanely because the low it has made and the kind of hammer it is forming right now is not something that we should be happy about looking at it. So no one will get confidence looking at this hammer to hold this trade, right? So you need to look that this hammer turns out to be a negative sign for us or not. Because if it is showing bullishness with volume, so we need to be cautious about that also. So on the Bank Nifty itself, 51,000 markers, clearly a support of 51,000 to 55,100 is something looks like a resistance point. We need to look at this move is sustaining or not. It is not clearly sustaining right here. But what I think in my mind is these are the kind of retracements that is happening right now because I can't digest the fact that market is taking resistance from 81,000 and going like 200 points of fall. That is the conviction that I have. But yes, there is a possibility of that happening also. And at that point, we need to plan for booking also. We cannot let the market to erode the complete profit. So, man, it is not going so. Hope will be not a good point of reason for this trade. The only reason market is coming down is because of the hammer which it has formed just to do the max of removing the sellers. And if market has no plan to target the fall sellers because they would be trailing their stop losses, then we have to accept there is no point of or doubt about it. On the initial target itself, if I would be exiting happily, then it would turn out to be a good chunk of points. But I'm expecting a stretch after the breakout, which does not happen at that point. And also, there is a risk of market being sideways because it is right now 10:40. At every point of retracement, people will be starting buying them. And this does not look like to be a trending market today. No doubt it can go like making swings, but we will not have the guts to hold this trade. I previously called this as a 10 p.m. syndrome or 10 a.m. syndrome, which means after getting 10, the whichever momentum you get, you will get like a snail only. The option why you if you does not book the initial chunk of targets within the time period, you will have to face the retracement kind of thing, which I am facing right now. And this retracement, maybe you will plan that yes, you can digest that, but this is not about absorbing the retracement. It's completely about the. So let's plan to book here because there is no point of support looking and the candle data is making right now. For the sake of holding, we could hold, but you need to see that 81,000 resistance is getting wiped out on. Probably the momentum started, but this should not be the trap move that happening just to remove the random noise. This is what I am saying, right? Possibility this could be, no doubt there is no as such support of. So clearly there is no sign of support happening right now. But yes, market is trapping those call sellers, started trapping those call sellers. I think we should be happy today with a small profit also. If the premium starts moving in our direction also, na, there will be a point of rejection at every hurdle because it is 10:20 right now. Any kind of breakout happens, it will not give us a good chunk of returns in terms of gains. So holding for that will not be a good decision. Let me plan for target booking also. Or simply could trail this stop losses. But the way it is showing rejections seems like it has a potential to move. Not that there is a clear rejection with a good volume itself. But that rejection is just to make us fear, right? Clearly, this move which happened right now is just to attract a chunk of buyers only. It is taking resistance from 500 again, and in Sensex itself, no doubt there is still pending momentum in Sensex as per the chart. totally depends on the time frame. Totally depends on the time frame that on which we are trading. We are correct on the basis of the trend. So that's why we are becoming able to hold this trade. But it is completely exhausting to hold on this retracement also. Bank Nifty, Sensex, and if you tell about Nifty also, both three of the indexes are looking good. The only concerning part becomes here because it is right now 10 a.m. So could be a sideways possibility created, getting created. There is a chance. If I will be waiting for either targets and stop loss, then it will be a it will not be a big decision, right? So let's see where we put the plan to book. Because fighting against the market once you have been to as long, then something that should not be there. If this candle completely reverses, then we could have the confidence to hold further for more. But if not, then we have to plan for booking also. The way it is showing support over here is making me hold this trade. But if the momentum happens slow, then as the option buyer need to lose the premium zone. So this is the kind of market just to grab. So I need to move urgently right now. The low it has made is 90, and I think it is wiping out that also. So it is reversing right now. So possibly this should turn out to be a look. Every time it reverses, I say this same line only, but you need to think also, right? If once you are having a good entry, getting out of the trade is very easy, but holding on and expecting a good chunk of target is something that we should be always looking for. If in this candle itself, the high does not get broken out, which is 104. Okay, so it has touched 104. 1 minute left for the candle closing. So let's see, we can conclude something on the basis of this candle closing or not, because this looks like a sideways to flappy market. This time it is making the breakout of 500. And Bank Nifty, the momentum is completely sideways. It has reversed again. The people who would be sellers, I am telling from sellers perspective, who would be selling, releasing stop loss right here, will be sitting in happy profits. Or at least they would be thinking that no market will turn around and give us the time factor. Possibly the way it has accumulated the call sellers right here. One thing we can conclude here is if market once, if this premium 24,550 goes above 105 for once also, then they would start getting out of the market, and that is the point where we could get something out of it. As I have discussed earlier, it it starts trapping those call sellers who are placing stop losses over this high. So on this candle itself, we should be looking to have the booking also. And for once again, the 500 breakout happened. Still, premium is not moving as per the expectations. So that is something as an indication you should be taking out from the market. And this is not something good market for option buyers. If I am willing to lose 10 to 12 points here, then we could still hold the trade. But if I am not, then I have to exit. So 1 minute, some seconds left for the candle closing. Also, this time only the start, the 500 breakout is happening. So now the breakout itself, people it started buying the 57 seconds left for the candle to close. There is a rejection from the trend line kind of momentum happening. If you look, there is a trend line coming in the beginning. That is where market is taking. So most probably the trend lines does not work in the at least premium itself. It, either it will make a higher high or it will take the low. For this candle closing, almost 10 minutes left. Okay, as per the price, we should hold this trade, but only concerning part is the premium, uh, the decay that is going to be there because it is. So finally, it started moving right now. But I need to see that the high it is 150. Possibly we should reach this to. Let's see in the next few minutes we will get to know that whether this momentum is sustainable or not. It is very likely to make a higher high because it is a tough market today. You should be having the patience to just look at the price and know that these are the points that you should be having the patience of holding this trade. Finally, it is going a little bit, but the initial target that I have from the perspective of a buyer is not yet met. And this is not a random target. Like people who will be selling them, they will be placing the stop losses right here only. And the breakout also, this time it started breaking out. So Bank Nifty has a 50 points of room for it. And once it starts moving, then probably the banks would start taking Nifty higher as well. The retracements that are happening today is insane. This is not a easy market, right? After the high breakout, there is a rejection. So for a little while, I thought that our premium is at 136. For next 4 minutes, as for the 15-minute candle closing, we will look for something because 81,000 breakout already happened right now, and this has been done at this point only. So let's not fight with the market a bit. Let me place it to 112 and let's go there. If one gets that, I will be getting the targets also. So I have got the target successfully. Possibly 128 we should be waiting, but not an issue. Uh, Today is a tough market, and in this kind of market, if you are getting the desired amount of targets or points, then you should be happy, feeling happy. So possibly that if this premium reaches here, I will be updating you. But you have seen the kind of fluctuation in the PNL that we have seen today. Also, 81,000 breakout happened, which is my expectation earlier also. Let's see how the premium behaves. I will update you. So market here being completely sideways, बिल्कुल ही मतलब मूड में नहीं है टारगेट देने के। देखो यहाँ पर जितना भी हमने यहाँ पर इनिशियली टारगेट लगाया था वो तो अचीव होने से रहा, एंड आफ्टर द हाई ब्रेकआउट जहां पर मैंने एग्जिट लिया था उसके बाद क्लोज टू 5 पॉइंट्स ऑफ मोमेंटम मोर हुआ, एंड आफ्टर दैट इट इज कंटिन्यूअसली फॉलिंग बिकॉज मार्केट कैन नॉट ग्रो इन अ स्ट्रेट लाइन लाइक फ्राइडे सेशन। सो हियर इज व्हाट आवर ट्रेड लुक्स लाइक, एंड देखो जितना भी मोमेंटम होना था वो ऑलरेडी हो चुका है, एंड दिस टर्न्स आउट टू बी अ साइडवेज मार्केट बिकॉज यहाँ पर इतना ज्यादा रिट्रेसमेंट काइंड ऑफ मोमेंटम नहीं हुआ। लो अभी तक सस्टेन है एंड इन स्पॉट, बट in premium itself, every premium has broken the low, right? So this is what the market today's looks like in each and every indexes. After the round number breakout, market is being slow only. So let's see if an observation come, I will update you. Otherwise, this will be the end of the video.